Hi children, a very good morning to all. Welcome back to our English class. In today's class, you are going to learn about a new story. Already we have finished our poem Joe the Emoji, and we finished our lesson 2. What is the name of the lesson? Yeah, the tale of a mountain. We have completed our textual exercises also. So today you are going to learn a new lesson about what? Yes. It is a very interesting story, and the story says us, where there is a will, there is a way. That means if you work for your success hardly, that means if you do hard work, you will definitely achieve the desired whatever you want. So here is a story, an interesting story. Children, which fruits do you like? Yes, very good. We like mangoes, apples, grapes. Yeah, so here is a story about some apples, please. Ask you one riddle, you have to answer that. Are you ready to answer that? Yes, here is your riddle. Dash keeps us a doctor away. What is the answer? Yes, it is apple. An apple a day keeps a doctor away. That means if we have an apple, if we had an apple a day, it keeps the doctor away. Okay. Once upon a time in England, there lived a little old woman. She wanted to eat an apple pie, but she don't have any apples. So how did she get that? Let us go through our lesson and we will see how she get that apple pie. So here she don't have apples and she want to eat that apple. So she only had quacking and clattering. And the young woman asked the old woman that, are the birds noisy? No. The woman said, no, they are not. And she said that she want to eat an apple pie, but she don't have an apples to prepare. And the young woman said that her husband want to eat an plum cake, and she don't have that plum. So the old woman said that can you take these plums? And the young woman felt happy and she took that. But she said that I don't have apples to give you, but I have only feathers. And the old woman took that feathers and she kept that feathers in the basket. And she is walking through the way, and old woman, after taking that feather, she started walking again. The market was so far, and she started walking all the way. And there she stood at a gate and enjoying the smell of a fresh baked cakes. There she observed a couple quarreling for a pillow, and in a loud voice they are shouting. And this old woman went there, and both the couple asked her, and she said, it is. Old woman said, feathers are good and it is light. So they said that we don't have feathers, and this old woman, she gave the feathers back to that couple, and in return the couple gave the old woman 2 large loaves of bread, and she took that loaf of bread and kept in her basket, and again she started walking. Hi children, a very good morning to all. Welcome back to our English class. In today's class, you are going to learn about a new story. Already we have finished our poem Joe the Emoji, and we finished our lesson 2. What is the name of the lesson? Yeah, the tale of a mountain. We have completed our textual exercises also. So today you are going to learn a new lesson about what? Yes. It is a very interesting story, and the story says us, where there is a will, there is a way. That means if you work for your success hardly, that means if you do hard work, you will definitely achieve the desired whatever you want. So here is a story, an interesting story. The old man asked the old man, can you give some apples, please? And he said, with discouragement, what can I do with these apples? There is no use for me. And this old woman, she immediately said that, you take this doggy and give me some apples. I know the answer, she replied. Immediately, she let that puppy down and it went to the old man and it started rolling. He felt happy and he gave some apples to the old woman. This old woman felt very happy and returned to home, and she prepared that old apple pie and she felt very happy and enjoying. She is enjoying that apple pie. Children, did you like the story? How is it? Is it interesting? So, what is the story saying? Where there is a will, there is a way. That means if you have a desire to do that strongly, you can definitely, you will going to rock and you have success. You want to watch an animated video? Here is your animated video. Let's
ago in England, there was a little old woman who lived in a little cottage in a village. One day, she wanted to eat an apple pie. The more she thought about it, the more she wanted to eat an apple pie made of juicy red apples. But she had no apples. She had a pear tree full of ripe, yellow pears and a plum tree full of juicy red plums. But how can one make an apple pie with pears or plums? And the old woman longed for an apple pie.
I know what to do. I'll take some of my plums to the market and get apples in exchange for them,
she said to herself. So she set off with the plums in a basket on her arm. As she walked along the road, she heard a lot of cackling and quacking. She peeped over the hedge at a flock of hens, ducks, and geese. The young woman looked up.
"Hello,"
she said.
"Aren't these birds noisy?"
Then the young woman and the old woman started talking like old friends. The old woman showed the young woman the plums and said how much she wanted to eat an apple pie.
"Oh,"
said the young woman,
"my husband wants to have plum jam, and I have no plums at all on the farm. I would love some, but I have no apples to give you. I can only give you a bag of feathers in exchange for them."
Well,
said the old woman looking at the juicy red plums,
I suppose at least one of us will have our wish.
So she gave the plums to the young woman and took the bag of feathers and put it into her basket. At least the feathers were lighter to carry. She set off once more for the market, hoping that she would get some apples for the feathers. The road was long and she walked until she came to another farm. The most delicious smells came floating out of the kitchen window of the farmhouse. The old woman stopped at the gate to smell the fresh bread and cakes. As she stood there, she heard a man and a woman quarrelling loudly.
"It is best to stuff a pillow with straw,"
said the woman in an angry voice.
"I don't think so. Cotton is best. Isn't it much softer?"
said the man in an angrier voice.
Hello,
said the old woman. The woman and the man turned to look at her.
"Oh, would you please help us settle this? Is it better to stuff a pillow with straw or cotton? We can't agree,"
said the woman.
Oh, neither,
said the old woman.
I would stuff it with feathers. Feathers make the best pillows.
"Oh, but we don't have feathers,"
said the couple sadly.
That is hardly a problem,
answered the old woman quickly, and she gave the bag of feathers to them.
"Oh, thank you,"
said the couple.
I would love to have some apples in return,
said the old woman.
"We have no apples, but here is some freshly baked bread,"
said the man, and gave her 2 large loaves fresh from the oven.
Well, at least I can have bread and soup for dinner,
thought the old woman.
Even if I didn't get any apples, I did stop the quarrel.
Once again, she came onto the main road and headed for the market. She came to a cottage, and there she saw a mother and her children in front of the cottage door. They looked very sad.
What's the matter?
asked the old woman.
Why are you so sad on such a bright and lovely day?
My children have not eaten all day, and there is no money for food,
said the mother.
How can I keep this bread when they are all so hungry?
Thought the old woman. She took out the 2 fresh loaves and gave them to the mother.
How kind of you. I'm sorry that we have nothing to give you in return. But maybe you'd like this little puppy. He would be a wonderful companion for you,
the mother said. The old woman wasn't so sure that she wanted the puppy, but she did not want to say no to the mother. So she picked up the puppy, put him into the basket, and thanked the mother. Then she started off again.
What an odd and funny day it has been,
thought the old woman as she walked along.
Who knows, I might still get my apples.
Then, as she turned a corner, she saw an apple tree full of ripe red apples in the garden of a cottage very much like her own. An old man sat outside.
What a beautiful apple tree,
exclaimed the old woman.
You can make such a nice apple pie with those apples.
Replied the old man sadly.
Of what use is an apple tree or apples to a lonely old man like me?
Well, I think I know the answer to that. Would you like this little doggy in return for a basket of apples from your tree? He would be good company,
said the old woman, and she let the puppy out of her basket. The puppy ran to the old man and started rolling about his feet. The man smiled and picked the puppy up in his arms. And that's how the old woman got apples for the plums she had taken from her tree. She went home, baked a lovely apple pie, and enjoyed it for dinner.